Coming to you from Farmer Dave's Kitchen here in Drake, Massachusetts, I'm Stacey.
I'm Denise.
And we're here to help you prepare your share.
One of our favorite alliums that we're talking about today in Vegisodes is
garlic. A bouquet of stinking roses for you.
For moi? Why, thank you, Stacey.
How beautiful.
So garlic is in the same family as onions, leeks, shallots, and the type that was grown by Farmer Dave is called a hardneck garlic. So hardneck garlic survives better with our winters, and it produces the garlic scape, which I experienced for the first time this year, and it's definitely become one of my new favorites.
We love scapes here.
Love it. It's actually the stalk that grows up through the leaves, and it's its own culinary wonder. Those are usually ready in late spring, early summertime. So garlic is one of the most expensive crops to grow, which is something that I wasn't aware of. 20% of the crop needs to be saved for replanting. 25 to 35% of the crop is saved here to replant for next year's crop, just in case. I can't imagine no garlic.
No garlic would just
not
be
be
a
okay.
very, very sad year. Now those health benefits. Garlic contains compounds that have antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties. Those compounds have been shown to reduce cholesterol, blood pressure, and as part of your overall healthy diet, decrease your risk of heart disease. Garlic is an excellent source of vitamins and minerals, those antioxidants that we talked about. Vitamin C. I had no idea that it was a really good source of vitamin C, actually.
No idea.
All of those together fight against inflammation in your body. The sulfide compounds in the garlic that are given off through the skin and your breath, that's where the smell comes from. Hardneck garlic is also more potent, and I describe it as almost spicy. We love garlic so much, and my opinion is if you're worried about the garlic breath, just make sure whoever you're with is eating just as much of it. It just cancels each one of you out. It doesn't really matter.
No, that's a good plan. Absolutely. So as far as storage is concerned with garlic, the enemies here are going to be light and moisture. So garlic prefers to be at a cool room temperature, not too warm, not too cold. Do not store heads of garlic in the refrigerator. This can actually accelerate sprouting, and we don't want that to happen. Where you start to get a little green stem growing out of the top, that's kind of what would end up happening if you do put it in the fridge.
Now, sprouted garlic doesn't mean it's inedible. It just makes it more bitter. So if it's just sprouted a little, I still keep it. I peel it, I cut that area out, and then I toss the cloves with olive oil and I roast it. And that sweetens it up, so it seems to cancel out that bitterness that you actually get from it.
Awesome.
So you're going to store whole heads of garlic in a covered mesh basket or an open paper bag in a cabinet. So we're just going to open this up. Would you mind holding that?
Absolutely.
And then the whole heads, I'll take 3. We're just going to put it in like this.
Perfect.
And whatever cabinet you put it in, I also have mine at the top of the stairs. You just want to make sure it's not next to a heater or maybe a cabinet that's next to a dishwasher, because then you're talking about the heat from the dishwasher plus the humidity from the dishwasher.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so whole heads of garlic will last much longer. If you break apart a head, use the remaining cloves within 3 to 4 days. Now, if you have peeled and chopped too much garlic for a recipe, no such thing. Yeah.
I think we just throw it in.
You can store it in a tightly sealed container in the refrigerator for a day or so. After that, you're going to probably get a little bit of flavor loss.
Yeah, I don't like it much more than like a day or so.
Just toss it in.
So, if you have a garlic windfall, it's that time of year. So if we wind up getting a whole bunch of garlic, one of our favorite ways is roasting and freezing. Yes, you can freeze garlic. So roasted garlic can be added to so many recipes, and by having some of it already roasted and frozen, you've totally cut that step out of your prep equation. Again, another prep ahead. We're all about the prep ahead.
Definitely.
So you're going to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and I like to put the rack in the middle of the oven because some ovens run hot on the top and on the bottom. You don't want to burn the garlic. That winds up, it gives it just a little bit of a bitter taste, so I like to have it right in the middle. Now, if you have the garlic from the grocery stores that are the big heads like that, you're basically going to wipe off any extra loose paper skins. So I usually just kind of do this with it, and they fall right off. trim approximately 1/4 of an inch off the top of the garlic head. This is going to open up all those individual cloves so you can see the tops of them. Now, depending on the size and shape of the garlic head, it's going to vary how far down. 1/4 of an inch is a guideline. You want to be able to see all that. Then you're going to drizzle the garlic head with 1 to 2 teaspoonfuls of olive oil.
Nice. This is pretty simple to do. So we're going to wrap that garlic in a piece of foil and bake. Now, the roasting time is going to vary, obviously, depending on size. It also can depend on the age of the garlic. Super fresh garlic will take a little bit of less time. I test the head by sticking with like a tip of a paring knife just to see if it's done. The smaller heads, check at about 20 minutes. I've had it take as long as 40. For some of your larger heads, check at 5 or 10 minute increments. That seems to work out the best.
Now, when you go to put it in the foil, what I found works best with the bigger heads is put the head in the middle, and we don't have a head to show you because we roasted it all.
Oops.
The big heads, at least. So, imagine, big head of garlic right in the middle. What I like to do is actually do corner to corner, roll it down, corner to corner, roll it in, and pinch it. This allows for some airspace right above it, and I actually think it prevents it from burning because it actually starts to steam and roast, and it just gives it a little room to have that done, and I think that's a little bit of extra protection for it.
Agreed. So we did this method today versus I think I closed mine a little too tight when I did some the other night. So this is definitely a 2 thumbs up method for me.
So once you take it out of the oven, you want to let the garlic cool to the point where you can actually handle it, but it's still warm. An alternate method that we want to show you is the garlic from the farm isn't the huge heads.
Right.
And I don't think you need the huge heads because this garlic is potent.
It is
delicious. Will use 1 head of this, or 1 clove of the head, to 2 or 3 at least of anything else that I've gotten. So, would you separate some cloves for me?
Absolutely. Now, this is the hard neck that we're talking about. That's where it gets its name from, and it's a hard neck. So, generally what you want to do is just grab onto the cloves, and you want to just sort of remove them from the stem. So you can see that actually goes all the way down, and there are your roots. So we just sort of get off some of those little skins.
You don't want to peel the garlic down to bare.
Right.
Those skins are actually giving you a little bit of that protection, and it's allowing the garlic clove to roast inside.
Exactly. There we go. Once you've done this a few times, you'll realize how easy it is. When I first tried our garlic, I actually tried to take a knife to cut that off.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's easier doing it this way.
Newbie mistake.
That's okay.
What are you going to do? Okay.
Learn as you go. That's what cooking is.
Absolutely.
So I have it in the middle. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of olive oil over it.
Easy enough.
Just kind of toss them. And then we're going to make a foil packet that's like a pillow. So remember how I said when we brought the corners up on the other one, so you have that little bit of airspace to allow it to roast, and it kind of protects it from browning too fast. Same thing with this. You're going to put this down, and you're just going to do a foil packet.
Nice.
So I find that 2 folds is plenty.
Good.
To this side, 2 folds.
Great.
2 folds all the way around.
2 folds on this side too?
2 folds on this side too? No, I'm gonna do 3. So you can see you've got that little space right in the top.
Nice.
So then this will go on the tray, and again, you keep it at the 400 degrees. This is gonna roast probably quicker because you're not talking about a whole head. So I really would start checking those cloves at 20 minutes, and more than likely you're gonna be able to take that paring knife and it will go right through the clove. We have some that are ready. Now what I thought we'd do with this is show you how to squeeze it out, and then I think one of the quintessential garlic recipes, super simple, and if you made a bunch of this ahead and froze it, and we're going to show you how, you're going to look like a rock star when you go to somebody's house for dinner or to a party, And you can turn around and bring this for the host or the hostess. And it's a really nice little thoughtful gift, and it doesn't take a lot of time.
No, in any of our holiday meals that are coming up, you are going to look so fancy.
And it is fancy.
Wow.
So I'm gonna get this under. Oh, you can smell that as soon as I opened it.
I know.
So that's what they look like when they've roasted about 20 minutes, okay? So now Denise and I are gonna show you how to squeeze it out. You choose.
These little guys aside.
You first.
Me first? Great. I'm going with this one because it looks like it already started to open.
Now, in theory, you should be able to squeeze it out of the top. So the bottom part where it was attached, you just kind of have to, oh, you know what? This is falling right out. If it didn't do this, look at that. It's falling right out.
Yeah.
You could squeeze it
Mine did too.
and it would come out. Yeah, see, this is just so tender right now. Look at this. All right. Let's get these peeled.
This is the no squeeze method.
Yeah, it really is the no squeeze method. And something that I did learn in reading about garlic too is the fact that, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, when you cut garlic, especially if you have nice fresh garlic, it's really juicy.
Very.
That juice from the garlic is super sticky. Now it's sticky now that we've roasted it just because it's caramelized the sugars.
Sure.
But it also is sticky when it's raw. And I saw studies that they were trying to figure out how to use that as a glue for, you know, just light applications.
Right.
Somebody was showing how they were using that when they didn't have any glue and the person was making stained glass. And if they had to tack down the stained glass, they actually used the juice from the garlic because it kept the glass from moving.
Wow.
But it was see-through, and it wasn't like an adhesive that wouldn't come right off with water.
How interesting is that?
So, the things you learn. Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google.
All right, there we go. So now, would you like to mash?
Sure.
Go and mash.
All right. So we're going to use the back of a spoon. Everyone has one of these in their kitchen. Look how easy. Oh my goodness.
That's so easy.
It almost looks like hummus.
Yeah.
Okay. This is
so
I saw
caramelized.
you do this earlier, okay, but I didn't realize exactly how simple this was going to be. This will be on my Thanksgiving Day table. And I can make it ahead. Okay.
Now, just from this point, before we even go into the recipe, this is your roasted garlic. Take this, scoop it into a freezer bag.
Okay.
Partially close the top of it, put it down to the bottom, just like we've done with greens, with just about everything, with onions. Bring it to the bottom of the freezer bag.
Okay.
Then you're just gonna roll it and roll it all the way up. The air will squeeze out and close it. Now this, if you look at it, this looks just like caramelized onions. So if you have a log of that frozen, mark it.
Sharpie.
Just do yourself a favor and mark it so you know whether it's onions or garlic. It's just like with the greens, so you know whether it's spinach or kale or Swiss chard or something like that. Once they're frozen, they're really hard to tell.
Exactly.
So totally easy to freeze. You can keep it in the refrigerator for a couple days, but I would just, if you're not going to use it right away, put it in a freezer bag, get it all frozen, and you're all set for a while with that.
That's a good idea. Why, thank you.
You're welcome. Wow. Nice and smooth. Nice job with that.
My hands are a little sticky.
They are a little sticky. Okay, 2 sticks of softened, unsalted butter. You can see how
it's
soft.
Very soft.
We're putting...
And that's just been out on the counter for a few hours.
Yeah.
So it was easy enough to do.
All right.
Okay.
And you're gonna mash this right in.
This is ridiculously easy.
Isn't it? Now, this is pretty well incorporated.
Beautiful.
Just looks like butter with little flecks in it at this point, okay? Nice. What I would do at this point is I like freezing it just like this. Totally can go in and add some herbs. We have some sage, black cracked pepper, like the really fresh stuff that you would put on a steak or something like that. You could put it in that.
Right out of a pepper mill.
Right out of a pepper mill. That would be delicious. This is just straight up. Now, how to make the log. We thought we would show this to you today. And I'm brave enough to do plastic wrap without rehearsal here.
You are brave.
Because you never know how that works. And take it. Now, you're going to put it in the bottom third of it, of the strip. We have enough here to probably do, thank you.
2, you said,
probably
right?
do 2 different logs.
Okay. So at this point, you could do one just like this and then only add herbs in for the second and have 2 options.
Totally works. So take the very bottom that you have left open, fold it over, and then I usually just fold it one more time, and then kind of compact it a little and smooth it out. I hold the edges so as I'm rolling, it doesn't all squirt out the sides. It's like you're wrapping a burrito, but you're not folding the edges yet.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna roll it.
Beautiful.
I'm just keeping an eye on those edges so it doesn't go out. It's pretty solid here, all the way up. Then you take your ends and you're gonna twist in opposite directions. So if you twist forward with one end, twist backward with the other end.
That makes sense.
And then this one I'm gonna do like this.
Okay. Done.
You wanna try one?
Yes. Okay. Was that a trick question?
Well, I didn't want to be the only one with the plastic wrap.
Oh,
on video.
I see how she is.
So I'll even put it on there for you, and you can.
Thanks. I can just do the roll.
And you can just do the roll. All right. This one might be a little wider.
Oh, sure. Give me this one.
There you go.
She just likes to see if I can do these new techniques. If I can do this, you guys can do this. All right, so we did another.
She really didn't have any practice to do this first.
I really didn't.
So squeeze it down, yep. Just a little bit. Nice. Okay, now start rolling.
Start rolling, keep an eye on my ends.
Yep. Keep rolling.
Stacey, I think I got this.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Perfect. So then...
Twist, twist.
Twist, twist.
Twist, twist. Oh, I got this.
Pop it in the freezer.
Ta-da!
These we did earlier. Actually, I did earlier.
Yes, you did them earlier.
I'm not lying. She didn't wrap. So you unroll it.
And that came undone easier than I thought it was gonna.
Yeah, I did too. I'm just gonna take this and do.
Yeah.
You know what? This is easy enough. It's not solid yet.
Yep. Wow.
So then you just slice it. So imagine having a steak, imagine having anything.
Oh my goodness.
That is what it looks like with the side shot.
That's good.
With the roasted garlic in it.
In anything you're cooking, you could put this in the bottom of a pan to saute some vegetables.
Right.
There are endless possibilities with this.
So it's pretty amazing. And like I said, you bring one of these already frozen to a party, to a hostess, to anything. I mean, it's homemade and it was super simple and it's fresh local garlic. Can't get any better than that.
No, you really can't.
That's really, really a nice gift for somebody, especially somebody that likes to cook.
Yes.
Kind of augments it.
I love it.
Hope we gave you some ideas with garlic.
One
and
of my new
you'll
favorites.
try, and try making this for the holidays. Really super simple and
Give it a try.
nice.
I like it.
Thanks.
Enjoy.